Hey, we got a special guest on, Mr. Jack Rich with Rouge Pest Solutions. So, Jack, thanks for coming on the show today.
Tim, thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to finally get on your podcast, man. I like the thing you got set up here. It's an awesome place up here.
Cool, awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
thanks for coming out. Always great to have local business owners, part of the community. Recently won Diplomat of the Month with the South Baldwin Chamber, so congratulations on that. Great job.
Thank you.
That's a lot of getting out, going to ribbon cutting, supporting other local businesses, and that's the type of people we like in our community.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to serve with them.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got in, how you got into pest control.
Okay.
Or pest solutions.
Well, I'm 33. I'm a father, husband. I have another baby on the way in September, so we're excited
Congrats.
for that. Kind of was born in Birmingham, Alabama at St. Vincent's Hospital. Kind of teeter-tottered around the Oak Mountain area in Birmingham for a little while. Then also kind of teeter-tottered between the Gulf Coast and Birmingham back and forth. And then eventually I just kind of came back down here and decided that I wanted to stay. So I finished out at Gulf Shores High School, class of 09, and ended up going to several colleges. Faulkner State, which is now Coastal Community. Went to Lurleen B. Wallace, and then also spent some time at Troy. I've worked in this industry for 10 years with a previous provider, and just kind of saw some things that I didn't really like going on, and decided to take the leap. I was 30 years old. My brothers had kind of started Rouge up in Birmingham, and kind of jumped out onto this entrepreneurship ordeal, and it's been a ride, man. It's been really fun.
What's it like to go from working with somebody else to venture out on your own?
It's a huge change. You know, you go from having family and culture and all this other stuff to where you're just kind of on your own. So in the beginning, it's really making sure that you're staying level-headed and not questioning what you're doing, and just kind of making consistency efforts on everything. Like getting involved with the chamber was one of the greatest things for me to involve myself with other entrepreneurs and business people, but also kind of have that family there as well that you kind of miss when you leave a place where you've spent so much time.
Yeah, it's great to, and like you said, going in the chamber, it's great to get around like-minded people. I'm sure there's a smaller percentage of the population that's like-minded entrepreneurships, but to get around that is really a good energy and synergy.
Oh yeah, it's very great. I mean, from the moment I met Travis, he told me, he's like, yeah, we're going to make you a diplomat on my orientation. And I was like, yeah, I just love getting out. And that's really the fun part for me about being an entrepreneur and opening up my own businesses. I do kill bugs. I am considered the small game hunter on the Gulf Coast, but I love working with people, you know. So whether it's community related or I'm coming out to educate you on your termite bond that you have or competing for your business, we're all kind of using our instruments that we're given. But at the end of the day, it's just getting out there and meeting people and serving.
Awesome. So, 10 years in the bug business.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen a lot of bugs, probably more than most would want to see.
Oh yeah.
What's get any crazy stories for us?
I think
something that stands out.
I think the craziest story that I ever had was when I was up in Birmingham with the previous employer, and was in a crawl space. Those are some things that these bug people don't deal with down here because we're all slab homes.
Yeah.
So get in the crawl space, kind of nudging around, hearing a lot of noises. It was kind of a little higher clearance than most. And then my foot kind of just hits one of the pier beams, and all of a sudden I look up, and there are camel crickets covering the whole entire underside of these trusses and beams underneath the crawl space.
Wow.
Of course, I kind of freak out, and once one went off, thousands of them went off underneath there with me. So it was definitely looking like something out of scripture, and I think I hit my head on every 2x4 getting out of there. But that was probably one of a million stories I could tell you. But it gets dirty in this industry sometimes.
Yeah. Nice. You gotta be tough, thick-skinned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you get thick-skinned eventually.
That's right. Well, cool. What kind of tell us about what kind of pest services you?
So right now we do termite. We do pre-construction stuff. We got some stuff working with Prominence Homes. They're a partner of ours. We've been given the privilege to do some stuff with Adams Homes as well.
Nice.
As far as pest control goes, we do more of an integrated pest management program. We don't come out and spray and pray and leave and hope there's no problems. We have a design program for our 2 seasons that we have down here, where we're constantly treating the outside where pests come from. There's a lot of people that are against pest control because of the chemicals and stuff. we don't even use anything that's harmful anymore, but we
Okay.
effectively can treat and control the stuff on the outside. We don't have to come inside.
Nice.
So it is a residential program. We do some commercial stuff too. We are actually doing restaurant stuff as well. We get to take care of crumble cookie, which I know a lot of people love as well. But it's just kind of more of a research approach versus just sending somebody out there and hosing the place down.
Gotcha.
But it's just making sure we're using the right products, putting the first things first, which are people, kids, pets, all that stuff.
Cool.
We'll have mosquito hopefully next year, but right now we are just sticking to termite bonds or
Okay.
warranties, really is what they're called, and your regular pest control stuff.
Okay, awesome. And we didn't mention it earlier, but you may have noticed we got some Star Wars stuff out.
Right.
So I maybe you're a little bit of a Star Wars fan.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And today is
May the 4th, man.
May
May
the
the 4th be with you.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. So what do we got here? We got some Legos that looks like maybe you built.
Yeah, I built this one. Well, I would say I built it more so my wife helped me do it.
Okay.
But this is Fed. We got Vader over there.
Nice.
Kylo, which is not everybody's favorite, but I like him enough to get him out here with us today.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The lightsaber is pretty cool. Probably could have used that when all the when you're in the crawl space.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my like I mentioned, my kids all know that I coach. I love Star Wars, so I'm probably gonna bring it up to the game tonight just to get goofy with them.
Okay, nice, nice, awesome. So another thing happening today, balloon festival.
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast.
Absolutely.
I saw balloons flying over the house this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting up in gear. So you said you coach. Tell us a little bit about that. That's a great way to. I coach my son's soccer team,
Right.
and it's hard to run a full-time business, have a work-life balance, and then jump in there and help out with coaching. So
Right.
how do you do it?
Man, I do it by the grace of God. I tell everybody it's an opportunity for me to serve. I love baseball. It's a great game. My son's pretty good at it. And so I got the opportunity to start kind of volunteering first. I'm on my second season of being a head coach up there at
Wow.
Atlanta
Okay.
at Fairhope. But man, I'm just a big kid at heart. I mean, if you know me, you hang out with me, you've been at ribbon cuttings. This thing is about 10 years old. The body may be 33, but just pouring into children and just being there for them and just helping them get through, watching them grow, overcome obstacles. I mean, that's the biggest reward for me. So I guess that is what motivates me to get up there after doing it all day long. So
That's great. That's awesome. So thank you for giving back that way. A lot of them
Absolutely.
kids need that, and I know that's probably anytime I went to sign my son up, that's how I got involved. Was they were always shorthanded on coaches and people wanting to step up and volunteer because
Oh, yeah.
it is time consuming, but it's very important.
yeah, it's very important. I love it. I hope to coach as long as I can. And now with another one in the oven, hopefully I can keep coaching some more.
Okay, yeah. Got a new one coming to coach. Nice.
absolutely.
Build your team.
Build the team.
Cool.
Rich
So,
gang.
so being the entrepreneur, how important is it for you and your wife to be on the same page, to share the same goals, talk about those things, just to help kind of, with that work-life balance, so they kind of understand what's going
Well, I
on?
mean, communication in any relationship is the number one thing, whether it's with your customers and transparency or with your wife. My wife is a teacher at Foley Elementary,
Cool.
so she's got a lot that she's got on her plate. But for the most part, I let her in on everything that we're kind of doing. For the most part, I don't overload her with everything that I've done that day. Same and vice versa. We kind of touch on the meat and potatoes, as you would say.
Okay.
But she handles a lot of our admin stuff. She answers a lot of our phone calls sometimes too. But if you're getting emails or any kind of bill or just communicating electronically, it's always with her.
Okay.
As far
Nice.
as her dreams and everything, it's kind of going to be later on in the road. Rogue has a lot of outreach stuff that we're going to do in the future,
Okay.
which will require us, getting some land and stuff like that.
Cool.
And she just kind of wants some farm animals. She's just
Oh,
a
that's
big
fun.
old. She loves animals. We've got probably 6 different kind at the house.
Nice,
Every
nice.
day I'm just waiting until I come home and there's a heifer in the front yard, and I really can't say no to her. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
but
That's it.
it's very important to communicate. So she knows what's going on, and I know what's going on too.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's very important, and it's very productive, and it helps with being an entrepreneur is to have a supportive family. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the beauties of this area as well. I know I'll tell you, I'll be out looking at a condo over the Gulf Coast one day, then the next day I'll be in Loxley and there's a goat in the front yard. So there's a lot of space in between as well.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's been watching this county. You know, it's an agriculture county, has been for years, but watching it slowly develop into this prime time, you know, real estate that we have with builders everywhere. I mean, there's some communities where there's homes built and there's cornfields all the way around them in their backyard, and we have to kind of battle pest issues that come from agriculture as well. So that's why, again, you know, designing an integrated pest management program is good. There's not one shoe that fits all, and that's kind of what we're trying to strive to give people at Rogue.
That's a good point. And even with the new construction, that'll disrupt pests, living environment, rodents, living environment, everything else that kind of get disrupted and want to find a new home as a result.
Oh yeah. Mice need a dime-sized hole. You know as well as I know that most of these homes have those little weep holes in them.
Yep.
And so a lot of homeowners that are new to the area don't know about our pest control problems and stuff like that. So it's very important that we like to meet with people when they first move in, let them know what they did, what we did for their homes, part of construction and pre-treat, and then go ahead and offer them other services that we know that they'll need further on the road or immediately.
Gotcha.
Sometimes they move in and there's already unwelcome guests. So
wow, that's rough.
It is.
Well, cool. How can people get a hold of you?
Man, you can get a hold of me. Any number on there is going to be connected on our Facebook page, Google. I'm kind of a one-man band right now. We're hoping to get our next hire here at the end of the month, which is great. We've grown a good bit.
Okay.
But I mean, anywhere on our Facebook page, Google, my cell phone number, email is all on our Facebook page as well.
Awesome.
But typically, just texting or calling is the best way.
Cool. So Jack Rich, diplomat at the chamber, gives back to the community, top-notch company. Definitely highly recommended if you're looking for termite bond, need somebody to come out for regular pest control, and keep a lookout for mosquito services in the future.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out today,
Absolutely,
Jack.
man.
Appreciate you finally getting on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.